Jesse Cox popped in from Access
Yeah.
Garage Doors. If you love this time of year because it's cold and nice to be snuggled in, you may love it. Your garage door may not. Here's why. The mornings are getting colder. This weekend certainly going to be very, very cold when you wake up. The perfect time to get your car warmed up inside the garage before you head out into the chilly weather. Jesse Cox is here this morning from Access Garage Doors, and your warning to me was it's great to have that car getting nice and warm in the comfort of your garage, but be forewarned because the springs don't like it so much.
No, they don't. Springs are our most common repair on our service side of our business. And basically the change from cold to hot, hot to cold will really affect steel, and most of these springs are made out of just raw steel, so they'll break, and there's where Access steps in. Typically same day, service technician comes out to your house, fully stocked truck. Most issues are taken care of usually with one trip. Something else about springs is we don't just slap a set of springs on there that'll quote work. Kind of a little unknown thing in our industry is that if we replace the springs with something that balances out the door, that's not guaranteeing really that you'll get the correct cycle life out of the springs. So we tell our technicians that basically you could have a spring that is a 1 to 2 inch difference than what our engineering software calls for, and it'll make the difference between you getting 10,000 cycles and 3,000 cycles. So if you don't want to have to prematurely replace that spring again and pay for another service called more springs, then you want to ensure that you're using a reputable company that actually uses engineering software.
You and I were talking before we got on camera a little bit about some exciting news for you. You're kind of going to work your way into the Huntsville market. You can talk about that, but I'm mentioning it because I've known you for a long time, and you're a guy who wants to make sure you're doing things well before you try something new. So the service technicians that you have, you've kind of got a great model in place that you feel good about after all these years.
Basically it boils down to same core values when we started 14 years ago. We want to do the customer right, and we don't just say that. That's kind of one of our core values. And what we mean by that, you know, we got to get paid for our services. So yes, you're going to pay some money. But at the same time, the money that you spend is to have it done correctly. And no matter what scale that we're doing, whether we do only 500 repairs a year, or like what we actually do with 3,000 repairs a year here in Chattanooga market, then that same service has to be delivered. I'm adamant about that we deliver an honest and the right service technically.
It works though both ways, right, Jesse? Because you have your business, but you're providing garage doors and openers made and manufactured by other people who also want their name to be well represented. They find that in you. You were telling me you're a highly rated provider for Clopay.
Yes, we hooked up with Clopay years ago, and it really transformed our business because Clopay is the #1, the largest, and again, they have the same focus that we do. No matter how large that we get, we should still stick to our core values of quality. And so we've taken Clopay and just ran with it. We've turned into, first we reached a level of master authorized dealer for the Chattanooga market, but we're being told that we're getting the largest load week after week after week in the entire Southeast other than a distribution center. So we're doing something right with our doors.
Let's talk a little bit about what the doors can do for the value of your home. Gone are the days of just your old aluminum garage doors. These are architecturally beautiful things now.
If that's the way you want to go. Sometimes people will get the misrepresentation of us and they'll think that all we deal with is the high-end stuff. We deal with your $500 door installed, if that's what you want. But we also deal with the $10,000 per door. When it comes to sales, we're not greasy salesmen. We don't have gimmicks. We don't even hardly run sales because we want to keep our price, and being at the level that we're at, we're able to keep our price. We figured out the formula for success on this scale to be able to keep our prices low, and we pick that up in our efficiencies.
You mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned in terms of the service call, you generally have same day response, but certainly when they come out, you try to remedy the problem the same day.
Absolutely. Our trucks, over 14 years, and Chattanooga's, we're seeing in Huntsville, like they have the same brands, but Chattanooga, there's been so many brands thrown out, and so our service techs really have to know every brand of garage door opener that's out there. You know, LiftMaster, we're their Pro Vantage dealers. So basically, anybody's got a problem, LiftMaster actually relies on us to field calls all the way down to Atlanta, Georgia, to help people out technically and get them the parts that they need. Well, when you're talking about Chattanooga, there's such a diverse line of openers out there. We really have to be on our game and know our stuff, and we do.
Okay, and then before I let you run, if someone's wanting to replace a garage door, they just moved, they want to do something different, come into the shop, you can take a look at the different offerings you have?
It's not just a shop, it's a showroom and design center. We have 30, 40 different doors on display. We're going to take you and actually build your door. That projects on a big TV screen. We can even impose the doors on your house. I had a lady yesterday that I was working with, and she had trouble really visualizing what we're going to be able to do. And there's nothing like seeing it on the home. You know what you're buying with us, and we educate you.
So here's where you find him. It's Jesse Cox with Access Garage Doors. The showroom is on Hickson Pike in Hickson, 842-5257. If you call, a real live person will in fact answer the phone.
Yes.
And online, accessdoorcompany.com. Thank you, Jesse.
No, thank you.